Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we'll be taking a look at Wargaming's Coming Soon episode 43 trailer for Blitz. We've got the new Polish tech tree coming into the game very soon. We've got a new tier 10 collector super heavy, which should have been a tech tree, but either way, I'm going to be showcasing everything you're going to need to know in today's video, and if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure to smash that subscribe button. So as you can see, we have the new Polish tree. I posted a video on this just a couple days ago if you want to see each of these vehicle statistics. I'm not sure if they're going to be rebalanced at all before the line gets released, but we can assume that this line will be released between August and September, so within the next 2 months. I'm obviously very excited for this line, but I'm also very nervous. These vehicles seem incredibly overpowered with their current balancing, and I'm hoping that they get rebalancing before they are released. But in Tier 5, we have the SDP-40 Zadmika. Tier 6, we have the SDP-44 Berza. Tier 7, we have the SDP-57 Gowika. We got the Kilana, the Gankowica, and the Bliskawica. I never know how to pronounce these things. I always know there's my Polish fans that tell me I'm pronouncing it wrong. But we have the whole line starting at Tier 5 and finishing at Tier 10. These vehicles are incredibly well armored. They make the 113 GFT seem unarmored. And the way that the mechanic works is that the closer you are, the more damage you deal. So we can see at 190 meters, this gun does 442 damage. At 607 meters, the gun does, 108 meters, it does 600 damage. And less than 50 meters, it does 700 damage. That's absolutely crazy. All of these vehicles also feature legendary camos, which is pretty sick. I did not expect Wargaming to make a legendary camo for every single tank in the line. Even the Tier 5 has a legendary camo, which is a little surprising. Yeah, I mean, we can see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. So it's a little shocking that we have a legendary camo for each tank, but yeah, that's actually pretty sick. I'm happy about that. Then we have Big Daddy, the Type 5 Heavy, which also, as we can see, is going to feature a legendary camo. Let's take a look at that legendary camo again. It looks really cool. We can see from the back, it's got a bunch of 3D elements. It's got a lot of actually really, really cool stuff going for it. This legendary camo looks epic. It even has the, I don't know what those are for, but track protectors, we'll call it. Either way, legendary camo looks epic. The Type 5 Heavy will be coming out very, very soon. And that's sick. This thing looks like it's going to be really, really fun to play. Unfortunately, it's going to be a collector. I'm still really bummed about that. I think most of us are. The hull armor, the lower plate's going to be 300 millimeters thick, and the upper plate's going to be 350. So against premium shells, it is going to have a fairly big weak spot on the lower plate. Well, this thing doesn't have premium, I just realized. Let's get like an M6 shell. So we can see the lower plate is going to be a big weak point. The turret, if you angle properly, you can actually get really good bounces. But what you want to do is you want to angle the hull about like this, and then you want to hide this corner. So if we pull out my calculator, this here is the best way that you'll want to drive the Type 5. You'll want to hide that corner. You'll want to, make the lower plate like this. And then if you angle the turret properly as well, I mean, this thing's going to be a beast in terms of armor. At weakest, the turret's 340. So if you're running rammer or driving any mediums, you're not going to be able to pen it. It's actually got surprisingly good armor. Way better than the mouse, I'll tell you that for a fact. I mean, look at this thing frontally. That's insane against AP. And if you get something like a medium, this is what mediums are going to see against this tank frontally. So, yeah, armor-wise, the Type 5 is going to be a beast. Not only does it have really good frontal armor, but even side scraping potential. I mean, the side, even at this angle here against heat, is going to be fully red. And, yeah, this thing's going to be really good at rolling around to corners, you can see. Side armor at weakest is about 200-ish millimeters thick. The rear of this tank is 190, 200, 180, so good luck penning it with high explosive. It's not going to do anything. This vehicle is going to be a beast in that department. It also has crazy good damage per shot. I would assume that these are the final stats that the vehicle is going to be released with. So it's going to have, if we properly equip it here, let's do extra HP. So you're going to have 2,900 hit points, which alone is an insane amount. 700 damage per shot base. Yes, you heard that right. 700 damage per shot. And it has premium AP, which does less penetration, but more damage at 800. Yeah, this thing's going to be able to chunk your HP away. It's going to be crazy good in terms of of damage per shot. Not only does it have 800 damage per shot, but as we saw, it has really good armor. Shell velocity is on the lower side, but you could run Supercharger if you wanted to make it faster. I wouldn't recommend that, because its gun is super inaccurate. Awful on movement dispersion values, and its dispersion... Actually, its base movement dispersion isn't terrible, but hull traversing and turret traversing is bad. Base dispersion is really, really bad, so the gun is gonna... It's gonna be really inaccurate, but to make up for that, it hits really hard. It's actually fairly mobile, reaching a top speed of 27, reversing at 15. It's got a meh power to weight ratio, about the same as the E3, so it's not going to be fast, but it doesn't really matter. This thing is going to be scary, and I'm really excited to try it out. So that's a tank I can't wait to get my hands on. It's just such a bummer they turned it into a freaking collector. I can't believe they didn't make it a free vehicle. Next, we have 3 tanks receiving PBR graphics. We have the Conqueror, we have the Indian Panzer, and the VK45O2B, as we can see. Conqueror will actually be getting a turret armor buff, which is really nice because it kind of needs one. But the Conqueror itself is an amazing tank, so I'm really happy it's getting enhanced graphics. The VK45, I'm interested to see what's going to happen to the armor. It is a really fun tank, though, very underrated. And then the Indian Panzer, nobody really cares about, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. We have a new event coming into the game. I think this is the same event we had last year, the Oktoberfest event. I'm pretty sure it is. Could be wrong. Somebody can let me know in the comments. But either way, we have a Kampfpanzer 50-ton and the Lech Panzer 70K available once again in this event. And we can see that the Kampfpanzer 50-ton is only 1,500 of these beer icons. The Lech Panzer is 9,000. What the hell? And I don't even get it. If the Kampfpanzer is 1,500, but the Elephant's 1,000, wouldn't you just get the Kampfpanzer? I don't really get it. If anybody gets the Elephant over the Kampfpanzer, you're a fool, dude. But either way, yeah, we have the Lech Panzer returning, and it looks like it's going to be just as ridiculously expensive as the first time. We have some interesting camos here. I've never seen these 2 camos up at the top before, so we'll have to see what exactly those go for. But yeah, we do have a new event, which looks pretty cool. We also have another chance to get your hands on the Sheridan missile once again. So if you don't have the Sheridan missile, now will be your chance to try and get your hands on it. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, that is everything coming soon into World of Tanks Blitz. So we have quite a bit of information. They didn't really type anything here. Sometimes they do. But either way, that's quite a bit of information we have to work with. So I will be keeping up to date on everything that exactly happens. I'll keep you obviously up to date on the Polish tank destroyers and letting you know my personal comments, feelings, and opinions on that. And I'll be letting you know everything else you're going to need to know as well. So that's about it. I'm really excited for the Type 5, as I said. I can't believe they're making it a collector. I think all of us are bummed about that. And if you haven't seen the way to obtain it, it's this absolutely awful gambling beast containers. I don't know if they're going to be releasing it outside of those containers, but the containers look awful, so I'm really not excited for that. It's going to be basically mystery crates, but for the Type 5 Heavy. So, yeah. Don't expect to get this vehicle for any cheap of a price tag, but oh well. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.